Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? Good morning, good morning. All right then. It's a blessing to be in the land of the living. Sometimes I rise early, but God has us on His mind. He has all of us on His mind. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to represent God Almighty. And I want to bring you a song this morning, this early Friday morning. And the song that I want to bring you is I'm in awe, AWE, when I worship. I'm in awe of God when I worship. And as usual, I say, pray while you listen. So it'll be a blessing to you. God bless you. God bless you. I'm in awe when I worship. I got to worship God. I'm in awe when I worship. I mean it from my heart. I'm in awe when I worship. Come sing along. I'm in awe when I worship. God is strong. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. I got to worship God in spirit and in truth. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. God Jesus Christ. I'm in awe when I worship. I have something to say. I'm in awe when I worship. I'm so sincere. It seems to be bigger than life. I really mean it. He fills up my life. I'm in awe when I worship. I mean it from my heart. I'm in awe when I worship. I got blessed from God. I got family. I got family, son. And I got children. I got grandchildren. I got destiny. And I got great grand. I got great grandchildren. I got great grand. I'm in awe when I worship. I've got to worship God. I'm in awe when I worship. I'm in awe when I worship. Spirit and truth. God and Jesus Christ. Spirit and truth. God and Jesus Christ, Spirit and truth. I got to worship God. 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 I'm in awe when I worship. Don't you worry. Don't be depressed. Don't be stressed. Don't have no doubts for your life. Let the worship come out. Got to worship God. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. Worship from your heart. I got to worship God. I'm in awe when I worship. I'm in awe when I worship. I'm in awe when I worship. Spirit and truth. I'm in awe when I worship. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. The trees worship God. The sun worships God. The moon worships God. The rain worships God. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. Don't you worry. Don't you stress. Don't get depressed. Worship God in spirit and truth. And God in Jesus in spirit and truth. God is a spirit. I got to worship God. I got to worship God. God is present. Don't you curse. God's right there. Oh, 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 oh. I worship God. I worship God. I'm in awe when I worship. I got to worship God. I'm in awe when I worship. I mean from my heart. I'm in awe when I worship. I got to worship God. I'm in awe when I worship. I got to worship God. Once upon a time, there was Adam and Eve. Once upon a time, there was Moses. Once upon a time, there was David. Once upon a time, there was Esther and Sarah. Once upon a time, it was once upon a time, but Jesus is knocking at your door. And once upon a time don't exist no more. Everlasting life, everlasting life. Once upon a time don't exist no more. Once upon a time don't exist no more. Once upon a time, once upon a time, everlasting life, live for. Jesus Christ, live for. Everlasting life, live for. Jesus Christ.